Good morning. Happy April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. Welcome all my subscribers. Thank you all for stopping by. It's all love over here, y'all. All love. So, irregardless of what we talk about, not being judgmental, just stating facts, what I learned, what I experienced, how I overcame, what I wish I could have done differently, all that type of stuff. That's why I'm here, because we don't have enough, but for those who like fashion, when I think of fashion, I think of Monroe Steele. If you want anything about fashion, you can go there. She got it all. You want to do the travel and the best video editing, I would say Miss Peyton Charles. These are the people I watch. Family channels, I like the Daily Davidsons. I like Gay Babe TV. Because it's just wholesome. But anyway, so I wanted to come on today and talk about something that's actually near and dear to me, and it involves my family. It's autism awareness. I have a 24-year-old son who I have two daughters. All my kids are grown. My son will be 24 this year, but I noticed one of his vaccinations that he got was probably around the 14-month, 15-month one. After he got that, he started acting different. I think it may have been before then, but that's when it became more prevalent to me. My son was late walking. He walked at 14 months. He would take steps, but he wouldn't just, to me, walking is not when you take your first step. That's your first step. But when you're able to walk, balance yourself, and just be put down and just start walking, that's the age when you walk. But your first step in walking is not the same for me. He was late talking, and when he did talk, he was echolalic, which means he would repeat everything that he heard, almost like a mockingbird. It was like it wasn't coming from a place of him understanding. It was just him being able to repeat what he heard. Then he did this little flapping thing that he would do with his hands. Now the rocking thing they say about the kids, my son didn't. I notice he does the rocking more now. And what he does now, like we're in a grocery store, like he's very helpful, but like if he's at a point where there's nothing for him to do, he kind of fidgeted with his hands, like in his face or whatever, like that. My son, autism has many spectrums. He's considered high function Asperger. I think they diagnosed him with the Asperger syndrome. And at one time, he was on ADHD medication. Focalin is the name of it. And the reason why I'm telling you this is nothing to hide. I think when the Lord puts us through something and we find ways to overcome it, we can actually be a beacon of light for someone who's going through something similar. But so we didn't put him on medication until 7, because they don't like to give him a diagnosis until 7. So I did put him on a medication, and me and my intelligent self, not really aware of autism and how it works. I remember when he was in the 3rd grade. Well, I'm gonna go back. So he really didn't talk much in pre-K, because I had my son to go to school as early as possible, because I think getting them in an academic setting early is detrimental for them being successful, right? And we still have some things we're working on. He's still a little too nervous to drive, but I keep telling him, I had a friend that didn't start driving until maybe she was 50, and she was put into a situation where, that's another story. I'm gonna make this. I'm not gonna be able to complete this now. I'm headed to work, and I'm gonna be on time, and so I don't want to sit in the car being late. But I just want to go into detail about my experience with autism and how it shaped my life, and the people who helped me along the way. Not being embarrassed of my son, because I'm very proud of the progress that he has made. Y'all, I literally think I could write a book about it. And the thing is, it's, to me, anything I do is not for clout. I just want to be helpful. But I'm going to come back and share more. Today is April 1st, and it's Autism Awareness Month. And I'm going to spend this month, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick a topic each day to discuss. Hopefully this will help somebody who is going through something similar, because we know what's happening in our lives today, but we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Because when you first have your baby, you don't see signs of autism at birth. Most times you don't. But anyway, I'll be back. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I think that my son has autism. He'll be 24 years old, and I just want to talk about so for the first couple of years I was unaware. I saw some things that I knew were different. I'm not going to say abnormal because no two kids are the same, but he is my third child, and there were some differences. One was he never slept all night. Never. Of course, as a mother, I would get up and make sure he was dry, fed, and everything. And he slept in his bed, but I'd get up to go and check on him. You know how a mother does, and he's in there playing or looking up or whatever. And he started doing this flapping thing like this, and I noticed, like, when we would do, when you take your kids for their hair look flat right here. When you take your kids for your checkup, they would ask about the little development things. Do they do this? Do they do that? And some of the things I noticed that he wasn't on task, And so I ended up having to. It's just a lot, y'all. It's a lot being a parent of a special needs. Although my son did, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm going to share some of the things that I went through. Probably depression, feeling guilty because I had him at 34. Yeah, before my 35th birthday. And when I had him, my oldest daughter had finished her first year of college, and my other daughter I have two daughters. My other daughter was 15 years old. So yeah. Well, was she 15? She was 14, getting ready to be 15 in the next couple of months. Because he was born in June and her birthday August. So that August she made 15. But yeah, just trials and tribulations of a single mom with a special needs child, and making sure or trying to be all that you could be. I actually had to end up quitting. I was a retail manager, and I was scheduled 48 hours a week, but in the event that we had the company jet out, I may have to leave, stay later, longer. He would be dropped off at the daycare at 7 o'clock, and sometimes I'd get off work. He'd be one of the first kids there, one of the last to leave. And there was a time when the daycare worker told me that they didn't like, a child to be there more than 10 hours because they start feeling abandonment because you see kids coming after you and leaving before you and things like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And like I said, the things I've been through, the reason I can shout, God got me through so much, y'all. My child, he was echolalic in the beginning. That means that he repeated everything, and so I am so grateful to God that he has made the accomplishments that he's made thus far. And I feel like eventually he'll drive. He wants to be successful, and I'm not a person that begs, but I am going to reach out to people to help him pursue his dreams. And I like honesty, so I want somebody to tell me, I don't think he's cut out for this. That's something he needs to hear, but I can't tell him because I don't know. So it's a lot. So I want to share all that with you, possibly to help others, not even just single mothers, but families in general who are dealing with special needs kids. I know one thing that helped my son is that he had a Sunday school teacher who was a Christian man, Christian father, and he got my son interested in the Bible. Now, he did more for my son in that regard than I did. And my son, when he was in high school, his pastime, his hobby was reading the Bible. It was. So on a Sunday night, y'all probably heard me say this before. Before I pass it, he'll give you the scripture, but before he start reading, my son can tell me what the lesson is about. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I'll be back. Today is day 1, Autism Awareness Month. So I'll come back tomorrow so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take every day in April, I'm going to discuss, because it's Autism Awareness, I'm going to discuss something about autism, something that I've experienced with a little history about it, okay? Today, I didn't have time to go into this. Came to me at work today, so, of course, I couldn't do anything at work. And but I'm going to just share this today, and tomorrow we're going to start off with the history as far as I've researched on autism, what autism looks like, and the beginning for me. And I'll talk to y'all later. Be blessed. Much love. Bye.